Hello comrades, this is General Luigi, and welcome to Let's Play Pokémon Colosseum. There is something I just now noticed. I stand corrected! Thought that meant that they had an item, but turns out I am wrong. Means that they do not have an item! But yes, you can have your Pokémon hold an item. Of course, certain items, such as Super Potions, the Pokémon won't use it. So, it was kind of pointless to show you that. So, let's move on to the next trainer. Let's see, does she have a Shadow Pokémon? If not, I will see you in a moment. If you try talking to anyone in Duel Square, there's only one answer. Leba. Reminds me of two characters that sometimes appear in the Garfield comics. Hubert and Reba. It's Hubert, right? I remember the name of the old woman, but not her husband. Ah, well. Yep. Shadow Pokémon, just as I thought. My fingers are getting wrinkly for some reason. Guess I've spent too much time holding the controller. Sweat has started to make them prune up. Okay, so... Shadow Rush on the Skiploom. Shadow Rush on the Oddish. Get Hyper Mode again. Of course. I'll admit, I have never really had much use for grass types. Every now and then they find a spot in my party in other games, but it's kind of rare. They have too many type disadvantages. Usually their defensive stats aren't good enough to make up for that. And, well, part of it also just reflects my preferred strategy. I'm not the kind of guy who would try to prolong a battle and hope to outlast the opponent. I'm the kind of guy who will try and hit hard and fast. Hence why Espeon is going to almost certainly be staying in the party, despite the fact that he has a tendency to faint early on. Whereas Umbreon will probably get phased out. So stat reducers, things like Leech Seed and status conditions, such as Sleep. These things just usually aren't enough of a justification for me keeping a grass Pokémon in my party. As I said, there are exceptions, but they are few and far between. Okay, let's start chucking Pokéballs at that Skiploom. Excuse me. Right, Misdreavus is asleep. Let's call him. Probably not enough to snag Skiploom, considering that she's still got a decent amount of HP, but you never know. After all, we've seen weirder things. Case in point, a certain more prominent Let's Player catching Groudon at near full HP in a Nest Ball. As I said, there is an extent to which luck is involved in any Pokémon battle. You have to be prepared for those risks. Alright, let's take out Oddish. Ha! You missed. And what about Misdreavus? Are we gonna get two Hyper Modes? Ah, something I should point out. Evasiveness and accuracy are two sides of the same coin. A Pokémon with lowered accuracy has a decent chance of missing their attack entirely. But here's the thing. A Pokémon with high evasiveness has a good chance of dodging an attack regardless of the opponent's accuracy. It doesn't always make sense on the surface. Well, maybe if you're familiar with Pokémon, it makes less sense. What am I trying to say here? Basically, hitting your opponent hinges on two things. Your aim and the opponent's ability to dodge. Alright, if Skiploom is using Shadow Rush, maybe it's a good idea to start chucking Pokeballs at it. Quilava? You think you could... Oh, Dig. That might come in handy, actually. Dig is an interesting type of attack. The Pokemon spends one turn going underground, at which point it is invulnerable to every attack save for a few, such as Earthquake. And then it comes up on the second turn and hits the target, assuming the target is in a position to be hit. So are we actually going to catch her this time? Yes! Alright, Dustox. Now, despite the fact that Dustox appears to be hovering, it is actually a bug and poison type, so it will actually be affected by ground moves. Ground moves affect any Pokemon that is not part flying or has the levitate ability. That is to say, if a Pokemon is a flying type or has the levitate ability, it will not be affected. Right. Let's call Misdreavus. There we go. Yes. A sleeping Pokemon can be awakened by calling. Well, that proved less effective than I had hoped. Grass types are strong against ground moves, but poison types are weak against them. It would be nice if Quilava had a fire move at the ready, but And yes, as you've been seeing, as that shadow meter goes down, the Pokemon will start remembering new moves. Okay, I guess it's just gonna be Shadow Rush then. Let's take out that... Again! You know what, since I've already caught the Shadow Pokemon, I'm thinking I will just off-screen the rest of this battle. Alright. So, Quilava remembered Flame Wheel shortly after I cut the video. Gotta love timing. Excuse me, gotta love the timing of that. Alright, so anyway, Quilava has taken a bit of a beating, so we're going to heal him up. And while we're at it, we'll do the same with Misdreavus. There we go. And we now have a team of 6. Alright, so let's deal with this guy. Huh? You want to battle me? Sure thing! Battling fans are always welcome! Bandana Guy. Wow, that is a very creative name there. Very creative trainer class, I should say. So what, is my trainer class Mustache Guy? Man with a mustache? Well, I suppose that's not my character's trainer class, but it might be mine in this game. Alright, so Quagsire. Really slow, very good defensive abilities, though. So, don't know. Maybe she'll see some use in this battle, maybe not. Regardless, let's take out Psyduck after bringing Misdreavus to his senses, that is. Yeah, see that? Quagsire can take a huge beating. Good defensive stats, high HP. Of course, now that special defense has been raised, this could be a long fight. And both of them are water types, so I can't take advantage of Flame Wheel. Yeah, well, and don't think I mentioned this, but when you call a Pokemon that's in Hyper Mode, it will decrease its Shadow Meter slightly. How much decreases seems to vary, at least from what I can tell. Slam, if memory serves, isn't a particularly accurate move, but it can do a lot of damage. So I guess it's a good thing Quilava's underground. Jeez. This battle seems like it's going to take some time. I'm tempted to cut just because of this, but no. Whoa! Yeah. That's a pretty nasty move. It's a normal type move, but it's got high attack power. Do I really want to use Shadow Rush? No, let's not. And let's use Confuse Ray on Psyduck. There's always a chance that will be completely useless, but every bit helps. As I said, there's a 50% chance it will hurt itself instead of attacking. And there we go with another attack that doesn't affect Misdreavus. I can see why Chugga Conroy included a counter. Alright, sure. Shadow Rush Psyduck. Shouldn't just bank on him hurting himself all the time, after all. Whenever you're taking bets like that. Whenever you're gambling like that, you have to consider the possibility that your luck will be bad. Alright, so let's use a pair of Shadow Rushes. Considering Quagsire's defense, it shouldn't be a problem. Barring a critical hit. Guess we'll have to see soon enough. Okay. Ooh. Alright, I don't want to risk it. It's time to start throwing Pokeballs. Especially if Quagsire has started using Shadow Rush. We might run the risk of her knocking herself out before we get a chance to damage her. And Call is a good way to waste a turn if you don't want to attack. Just something worth keeping in mind, because you might find yourself in this situation if you're playing along. Or just if you're playing to begin with. So now it's just the annoying process of... Okay, so there's a limit to how much you can raise a particular stat in battle. So let's try that again, shall we? Might actually staying in the Pokeball this time. Yes? No? Yes. Okay. And... why not? We will throw in one more battle. You're way tough. We've got to battle again. Maybe another time. Right, and I think this is the last one. But first, let's heal them. I know from an economic standpoint, it's cheaper to just go to the inn. But I'm lazy. And I don't feel like going all that way. Hey, you! Come on. Battle! Battle! So much fun! Pokemon battles for everyone! Battles bring me so much joy! Let's get started, little boy! Said the pot to the kettle. I'm not the little one here. Okay, Slugma. Pretty sure that's gonna be a Shadow Pokemon. Note the 30 levels. Of course, Slugma's an interesting Pokemon. It's really slow, so it doesn't have that... doesn't have the same offensive power that most fire types have. And since we have Quilava, Slugma is probably not going to see much use. Still, want to catch him, so... Kid Gloves. Whoa! That could be problematic. Oh yeah, and Slugma knows a pretty nasty fire move. Decent attack power, but... ooh. Burning will decrease a Pokemon's physical attack power. And also... Oh... Well, as you saw, gradually damage it. So we're probably going to want to switch Misdreavus out. And Jerry is yowling. I'll use Flame Wheel. It won't do much damage against Slugma, so it will weaken him, right? We'll find out soon enough. Well, again? Of course I get a critical hit. I don't know if you've watched Rabbit Luigi's top 10 annoying things in video games video, but yeah, luck was #1 on his list, and for a good reason. I certainly agree with him on that matter. There are times when luck is a nice addition to a game, but it's kind of annoying when you accidentally hit too hard when you're specifically trying not to knock your opponent out. I suppose there is some basis in reality for that. I mean, there are a few times I might have hit someone lightly as a way of teasing and ended up actually hitting a lot harder than I intended. Again, I'm not generally a violent person, it's just a little friendly punch in the arm. There are people who do that. It's been a long time since I've done that, though. Let's switch Misdreavus out. He won't take any damage from the burn when he's out. Sure, let's put Espeon in. He hits fast and hard. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, another water gun. Of course it'll go after Quilava. Alright, and Pound is a moderately useful ability, I think. I know, it's been a while since I've actually used it. Alright, so let's use Flame Wheel on Igglybuff. Pretty sure she has high special defense, but we'll find out soon enough. In Confusion, let's take out that annoying Azurill. Okay, Swablu. Normal and flying, so ground moves won't affect it. Of course, with Espeon out on the front lines, we're probably not going to have to worry, especially now that it's all alone. Alright, Flame Wheel, Confusion. I would be quite surprised if that doesn't take him out. In fact, the Flame Wheel probably won't be necessary, although now I've said that, yeah. Oh. Ooh, Confusion, that's nice. Not that it's going to be likely to have an effect. Yep. Alright. I hope you liked my show, but now it's time for me to go. Remember an old Bugs Bunny cartoon? Oh, we're the opening chorus. Yes, we hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go. I will see you next time.